Welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. The 3 keys to your success is just moments away. Here's your host, Brian Kelly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be one of the most fantastic shows we have done to date, and we've been running for going on 2 years. And the reason I say that is because I don't have just one guest expert. No, not even just 2 guest experts. I lost count, actually. 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 9 guest experts that are here with me right now, waiting to come on and share their brilliance with you. And I'm just so unbelievably blessed to have wonderful people like this to jump on. This was a last minute request. As of yesterday, I had a guest who canceled last minute, and these wonderful people stepped in. And so they are all users of a phenomenal studio software that I'm using right now. We will talk about that. And that is why I brought them in, because I wanted to talk about all things live streaming tonight. And this group, we were just talking right before went live, and they had some phenomenal topics to cover. And so we want to help you to get through this situation and then to expand your business through live streaming well into the future, because I'm here to tell you it's here to stay. It's been here for a while now. It's going nowhere. Just like podcasting on audio only, I never thought that would last. And now it's back with a big vengeance. And this was well before the pandemic hit. So we are in great times when it comes to technology. And we, as a group tonight, are here to help you. Real quick, the Mind Body Business Show. That is literally a show by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. We are here for you, to help you to learn the secrets to success. And traditionally, I interview guests from all over the world, successful entrepreneurs who share their secrets, quote unquote, for success. And tonight is no different. We have an amazing group of people, some with a lot of experience in live streaming, some who have started recently, yet have really mastered it in a short order because of need. And I think that is phenomenal. So yes, please come in, comment, love, like, interact, ask questions as we go forward. It is going to be a rocking show. This is a much shortened intro because we are going to bring on all of our special guest experts, a few at a time. So get ready. Here we go.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Almost everybody is here. We are going to go real quick. We're going to do speed intro here. So we can get into the juice. This is a 1-hour show. Stick with us. Stay with us. At the end, by the way, I don't want to forget to stick around to the very end, because you can win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort. If you stay on live to the end, we will show you exactly how to do that. It's very simple, but you must be here when that announcement is made. That doesn't mean run away and come back later, because I may cut it short just because. No, I won't do that. All right, let's go around the horn real fast. Speed intro. Sarah Nicholas, the amazing, young, incredible mom. She is here.
No, I'm not a mom.
Oh,
I'm
not
an aunt.
Oh, that draft was someone else's. Okay. So, that's an inside joke from earlier. Sarah, go ahead. Introduce yourself, if you would, real quick, and tell us what you do.
Yeah, I'm Sarah Nicholas. I write books for teens under the name Sarah Nicholas, and then I also write romance books under the name Aria Kane. And I am on the board of directors for a literary nonprofit called Pitch Wars, which mentors young and upcoming writers. And I was also the lead video producer for Everywhere Book Fest. And I run my own publishing talk show called Pub Talk Live. That's the 2nd and 4th Saturday of every month.
I'm really curious what you do with all that spare time.
Sleep.
that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much, Sarah. Mr. Shane Trammell, you are up next.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Shane here. I do a lot of different things. I kind of have a day job, and then I have my hustles that I do, as a lot of people say. So I am a supply chain expert. And of course, right now that's a big thing with COVID-19 and all that's going on. And I help small businesses market their businesses, help them with live stream, which we're going to talk about a lot tonight. So just happy to be here on the show. looking forward to bringing some value to the audience.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Tremmel. And Joseph.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here. I'm an author. My latest book is called Built to Suck: The Inevitable Demise of the Corporation and How to Save It. And yesterday I won an award. I won Best in Category in Current Events for the Independent Book Award. So I was pretty chuffed about that. I am the Admiral at the HMS Beagle, which is a consultancy, and I'm the host of Corona TV.
Wow. Did you say Built to Suck?
Built to Suck.
That is a pretty cool title because it's built to sell. I love it. Nice. All right. My geek brother, Justin James.
Thank you, Brian. I'm Justin James. I'm the founder and the chief nerd at Let Your Nerd Be Heard, where we actually take YouTube and turn it into a marketing engine for your business. I'm also the co-host of the Let Your Nerd Be Heard show. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on all the podcast networks as well. And then I also am part of an organization that's a nonprofit where we give back to other nonprofits through software development, creative stuff like graphics, and that's the ArizonaGiveCamp.org. A couple times a year, we run weekend-long events where we bring a whole bunch of people together to give back to nonprofits because they typically can't afford software development and graphic design and copywriters, and so we give back for that weekend, totally free for them, totally free for us to participate in as well. azgivecamp.org.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. James. All right. Tom Brown, please introduce yourself.
Well, good evening, everybody out there in digital land. Tom Brown, I'm with Media Barker. I specialize in digital marketing, which is pretty much anything nowadays. My focus with most of my clients is helping them create a strategy, because most people come saying, I want 1,000 Facebook likes. And I'm like, great, what do you want to do with it? And they're clueless. So, giving them a strategy that actually gets them results, usually dollars in the wallet. Sometimes it's amazing how much you have to drag people into success with this kind of stuff. I'm also very active in nonprofits. I'm on a couple boards, and I work with the Elmira Rotary Club. I'm a Rotarian. It's a wonderful organization, international right now.
And you happen to be part of a charitable organization doing things for charity?
Yes.
Is that correct?
We've got an event coming this Saturday, the Elmira Beer Fest. And we're doing a virtual beer fest as a fundraiser to help 3 different organizations that are feeding the community. And so they are putting out, between the 3 of them, about 800 meals a day, no charge. And so their budgets are starting to be hit. So doing a beer fest virtually seemed like a fun thing to do.
That sounds cool. I've never had a virtual beer before. That would be interesting. All right, we're gonna rotate the dial here and bring in some more folks and introduce them. Here we go. Give me just a moment. This is pretty fun watching everybody move around. And Brian, if you have camera on, go ahead and bring that back on. We'll bring in your. Oh, what timing! This guy's right on it. That was awesome. Last second. Erin Mccoy.
Well, hello, Brian. Thanks for having me on. So excited to be here.
Thank you for coming on, all of you, every one of you. So who are you? We know your name. What do you do? And tell us what's going on in Erin's world.
So my name is Erin McCoy. I'm a branding coach and marketing strategist who works with inspired, gifted, but struggling female entrepreneurs to get results faster in their business. And I've been doing that now for almost 10 years. And you can catch me on Facebook doing Monday Marketing Minutes live. That's how I got my first streaming experience. So I'm super excited to be here and share value to your audience.
Oh, man, already doing it. Thank you so much for coming on. Jennifer Zunko.
Hey, Brian. Thank you for having me. And I'm Jennifer Zunko. I'm the executive director of TC New Tech based in Traverse City. And every month for the last 5 years, we put on a pitch event at a local venue. We have a couple hundred people that show up, and we have investors, we have startups, we have entrepreneurs, we have people interested in IT, we have people looking for work. And we select 5 entrepreneurs to get up and pitch their idea. And we the audience votes on one to win $500, and hopefully we can connect these startups with the investors in our audience too.
Now, did we get your URL for that? I don't recall.
Yeah, it's tcnewtech.org.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
It's free to apply, and if you're selected, it's free to present. And it's always been a local event until the world was shut down in the end of March. So this is how I came to be involved in live streaming.
Right. And local from Michigan area. And by the way, you guys are from all over the place. We might get into that later. I love that fact that you're helping startups, because now more than ever, they're struggling. As I was saying before we came on live, dealing with 2 of them right now. And luckily, they're still making it through this tough time. And what you're doing, I'm sure, is phenomenal, and it's going to help a lot of people to do the same. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Right. And then the man with the hair, my brother by another mother, Brian Ridgeway.
Hey, aloha. Thank you for having me on, Brian. I'm really excited to contribute. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Ridgeway. My friends and clients call me the spell breaker. I'm probably the weirdest out of the presenters today. I don't know if that's a dubious honor or what, but I was involved in self-help. My life really was just suffering after a really rough childhood. So I spent my life on a self-help journey, only to find out that I had a really strange gift. So what I do, I call my company Level 5 Mentoring. I accidentally became a best-selling author and a few other things. I help people who are ready to end their entire self-help journey and actually cut the crap and admit that they are an infinite being and they're ready to step in and actually live it. So I work with entrepreneurs, experts, leaders, therapists, psychologists, and people that just want to step into the best possible life. And I've been live streaming for about 9 years.
And I love it. You know, I met you a couple years ago, I think it was, on a marketer's cruise out of, where was that? Out of Louisiana, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny you talk about being the weird one, but when I talk to you in person and just now listening to you, there's nothing weird about you. You're a brother. And thank you for coming on and for sharing your wisdom tonight. And back then as well. It's great to see you again, my buddy.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be connected with you, man.
Yeah. All right. And all the way from Hawaii, by the way. All right. Yeah. Marissa.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Brian. Thank you for having me. I am a marketing specialist. I help businesses establish and maintain their online credibility. I'm also a huge sports fan, so I got into live streaming by doing the video podcasts. And now I help sports media professionals with their credibility using LinkedIn and live streaming and showcasing their expertise to the world outside of just sports fans. So,
wow, I think I want to talk to you later.
Okay.
Yeah, oh my gosh, as a kid, sports was my life. It's not anymore, but it's still near and dear. Well, my goodness, thank you all for coming on. We're gonna flip it back to the original Brady Bunch here in just a minute, and we'll start getting with it on all things live streaming. So just one moment. I got to remember where I left off here. This is actually quite fun. I think that's it. Do we have the original crew?
No.
I missed one. There we go.
Oh, I was in the other square.
Everyone's back. It's like juggling some dice and see what numbers come out. It's pretty fun. So, all right, let's get this thing going. So we're all using a certain platform, and I've used many over the years. I've been live streaming for a grand total of about 4 years or so. Not 4 years solid. I did 2 years some time ago when Facebook Live didn't exist. Periscope didn't even exist at that time, which was one of the first social media-based live platforms. It was Ustream and Livestream were the only two in existence that we knew of at the time. And we live streamed back then for actually 2 years then, and did a lot of shows and had a lot of fun. There was a lot of technical, interesting moments. And now, fast forward, so I've used many different software platforms, some that run on the computer, some that are running off of a web browser, like the one we're doing right now. And I gotta tell you, I have not seen any nearly as good as this one. There are certain things that they are working on that still can be improved. but I made the decision to switch wholeheartedly to this platform. And I wanted to get all of your guys' take on this platform, what it's meant for you, how it's enabled you to do what you do. Let's start with Sarah, who has been doing live streaming for some time now. She's a bit of an expert in her own right. What do you think of this amazing platform we're on, and do you recommend that others use the same thing?
Oh yeah, I actually have. So I started live streaming with Pitch Wars. We do these mentor chats where writers can ask us questions, and we used to do it on Google Hangouts when Google Hangouts used to let you broadcast. And then when I was looking for a new solution last spring, I came up on StreamYard and I used it for that. And it actually is kind of what inspired my show. Like I decided to do the show after using StreamYard for the chats. And I've convinced a lot of different organizations to use it as well. So I'm an event planner for a library, and I convinced them to do it. And so we're using it now for our virtual programs because, libraries are switching over to virtual programs right now. And the Everywhere Book Fest, which I mentioned earlier, I was the one who actually brought StreamYard to them and showed them how they can use it, and they fell in love with it as well. And several different people have started using it because I recommend it so much. I just love how easy it is to use. Like, even if you're not super tech savvy, you can still make a pretty good show with StreamYard. Totally agree. And Shane is nodding emphatically in agreement. So Shane, what's your take? What do you think about that?
I agree. I mean, back in the day of Periscope, I never really used it, but of course I participated in some of them, and that had its challenges. And I actually downloaded Streamlabs and started looking at that. And although it has a lot of capabilities, I would say that it has a learning curve. And so for the average person, and even maybe not the so average person, I think StreamYard is just amazing. And literally have not been using StreamYard more than 3 weeks, and had a nonprofit organization come up to me and say, "Hey, Shane, can you produce this virtual basically concert with 6 different musicians and with different businesses sponsoring them?" So we produced that show. I ran that for 3 hours, had one hiccup that was based on the internet, a problem with the internet in the downtown city that we were in, but it ran flawlessly. And I don't want to look at anything else right now. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I totally get you.
And I'll just say one other thing, like it was already mentioned, I'm starting to show a lot of people how to use this, and the fact that there's a free version of this, and we talk about value, or that's what this show is about, among the many things that it's about. Tremendous value that you can use that for free and learn how to use it. And it's great.
And the guys, I call them the kids behind it, that are running this whole thing, that started this company, that developed this, they are amazing. They're little geniuses in my mind, in my eye. Andrew Poletto, I know this man personally. I was in the fitness industry. He still is. And he just started using it and loves it. Of course you do. And then Bess has given Sarah a woo-woo, or a single woo.
Bess co-hosts some of my shows with me.
Nice. And one of our guests is even chiming. Oh, is this the same person?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. We got a ringer. This is awesome. Live streaming inception. All right. We're having fun. As you can tell, we love to have fun. It's okay to have fun. And speaking of fun, the next person in line is Joseph Jaffe. Tell us what's your take on StreamYard thus far?
Well, first of all, I'm in the zombie bunker, and I've got Lucille with me just in case the zombies come out. So, StreamYard allows me to do that, allows me to be in the bunker. But, it's been a great learning curve for me. I only started last month, and I started on Zoom, and it was good. It was interesting. But once I started streaming or wanted to stream live on LinkedIn, it became a no-brainer. And I agree with my fellow panelists. StreamYard's just been an absolute dream, very intuitive, and it allows someone who's a newbie, quite frankly, to put out a show that looks pretty professional. So it's been a great ride, and of course they're innovating all the time.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with the professional part, because that is definitely the case here. And now my tech geek brother, Justin, and we're not going to go through every person on every question. We won't have time to do that, just so you know, in case you're sweating in the back, thinking, I don't know if what I'm going to say to this one. But Justin, we'll finalize it with Tom here, and then we'll move on to the next topic. And by the way, just because I'm running the show, I will take those suggestions and recommendations. I've got some written down that we can go into. And for those of you watching live or just live, you can put in a comment to say, hey, what about this? What about this when it comes to live streaming? Don Hopper. Oh, thank you, my buddy Hopperich. He's a phenomenal local man, businessman here where I live. Thank you, Don. I'll take that any day, all day. So we're over to Justin. What has your experience been thus far with StreamYard, and how much have you used it so far?
So the experience with StreamYard has been fantastic. And I recommend it all the time to clients. The majority of people I work with are entrepreneurs that want to be seen, but they have video anxiety. They have the tech anxiety around it. They're not even sure how to get started. And then I show them StreamYard, and they go, oh, this is totally understandable. All through the browser, you literally hook your camera up, hook your microphone up to your computer, and it just magically works. You want to throw the overlays like Brian has up here right now? You literally create the graphic, click a button, and the overlay magically shows up. You don't even have to know how to make it work. You just have to know how to actually upload the image and click a button. Can't be any easier than that. And it's super easy to bring in guests like Brian's doing. So on my show, my co-host is actually in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. And we literally just connect into StreamYard, and it just works. No tech failures, no having to worry about how any of that stuff's set up. Anybody can run a StreamYard live stream and not have to worry about their tech any longer.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you and I go back with the OBS, and I had done XSplit as well, which is similar, and it's night and day, the ease of use. And plug and play is basically what it is. You're right. Speaking of you and someone from Vancouver, so we have Tom Brown is from New York. Shane is from Texas, and we have Sarah from Florida, who's off camera at the moment, I believe. Nope, she's there. She moved. I moved her. And Justin is from Phoenix, Arizona. Joseph is from Connecticut, all over the U.S. We almost had one from Britain, but it didn't work out, from the UK. We got Erin from Washington, who is not on at the moment. You're coming soon, Erin. Don't worry. Jennifer from Michigan. And Marissa from San Diego. Yeah, Southern Cal. I love it. And Brian Ridgeway from Hawaii. I love Hawaii too. So it's that easy. And you guys had never been on this show before. You've never clicked the link to come onto my StreamYard studio before. Was it a simple process coming on? Tom, what are your thoughts on StreamYard?
Well, I've only been using it for about 2 months. We've been using Mevo to stream straight to Facebook and Vimeo. And I've been sort of happy with it, but this is so much better. We immediately started using StreamYard for the last 4 episodes, and everybody that's been watching the church has been loving it. It's been so easy to bring different people in. The worship team is on one screen, the pastor's on another, and we can just go and stream to different things. We turned on YouTube because that ability now exists, and we have some people watching on the YouTube. It's just been so phenomenally easy to bring different things. And that's what kind of brought up the Beer Fest ideas. Like, if we can do this for the church, I can do it elsewhere. And so it was my bright idea, and we're going to be doing it with Zoom. So I'm going to actually be bringing Zoom in as a guest as part of the Beer Fest thing. So a lot of people are buying Zoom tickets. They're going to do the Zoom meeting and then come in using the power of StreamYard. It's going to be quite fun.
Cool. And before I bring in the other guests, I wanted to do a quick around the horn before I forget and ask each of you, starting with Sarah, roughly how long have you been live streaming from beginning to end? It doesn't have to be with StreamYard.
I've mainly been live streaming since last spring, but I did on and off before, but someone else was like running the show. I was just answering questions. Yeah.
Okay, so about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Shane?
I've been doing Facebook Live for the last couple of years and StreamYard for about a month. So I'm new to StreamYard, but live streaming for about 2 years. So
sweet. Joseph?
Yeah, well, I started last month, but that's only because they told me I had a face for radio. And so I've decided to prove them wrong. So I'm the newbie.
I love it. And I got to say, so you just started, and you can hardly tell, but he's got a green screen back there. And he's got a different image. And that's another thing that you can do with StreamYard. And oh my God, I've toiled away trying to get the settings right on OBS, XSplit, all the other platforms that I've used. Even Zoom does not look as good as the green screen here on you're messing with me with on here on StreamYard. I mean, Tom's making me thirsty again with the nice brew behind him, and it's a phenomenal tool. All right, and you know what? We're not getting paid to talk about StreamYard, but you know what? It needs to be shouted from the rooftops because so many people could benefit from this in helping them with their respective business, their charitable organizations, churches, you name it. It's phenomenal. Justin, how long for you, my buddy?
Been a couple years that I've been playing with it, and I've mainly helped other streamers actually get started. And then in January, we actually launched our show using StreamYard. That was kind of what we did on New Year's Eve. Me and my co-host recorded our first episode and launched it on January 1st.
Yeah, amazing. And Tom?
I've actually been doing webinars for about 10, 12 years on anything from digital marketing, emails, and all that other stuff. And so this was just a natural transition to make it like this. It's almost a webinar, but it's much more interactive. I love it.
Yeah, totally. All right, we're gonna switch over. We're gonna do the juggle. Here we go. Ready? You'll be back. Don't worry. This time, since we brought you on a little late last time, we'll leave you up there, Joseph. So Erin Mccoy, welcome back. I know you never left, but now you're on camera. And so we had several questions to go over. What would most intrigue you to learn, having started not a whole long time ago, Erin? What's one thing that is really burning a question for you that you would like the panel to maybe address and answer?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm new to StreamYard. A colleague of mine, we've been collaborating on a show weekly now since the COVID came about. So I guess best practices are what I'm looking for. I've been doing Facebook Lives for 3 years on my own, and I'm fairly comfortable on video, but the whole collaborative space sharing, I think that a lot of people could benefit from understanding from seasoned streamers. What are some best practices in using the platform for sure, and it's not an advertisement for this particular platform, but in general, as we move forward, what are some things new people should be thinking about and doing?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, there's so many topics that can be covered on that one question, but there are a lot. But for me, and I'll just start it off and the rest can chime in. One of the biggest things for me was making it of supreme quality, the highest quality you can muster, given your resources. So I'm not saying you have to go out and spend thousands of dollars on the top end equipment. Just do what you can within your budget, but make it the highest absolute quality you can. Get great graphics to go around it. Graphics are just part of it. Lighting doesn't cost that much anymore. Microphones don't cost that much anymore. You can get nice USB mics that are studio quality. I have a C930E Logitech webcam that is phenomenal. It's very clear. You don't need a DSLR, Canon, or whatever camera for your lives. It would be nice, but you don't need it. But best practices for me are, oh, great background, Joseph. I love this guy. But great graphics are just part of it. For me, it's all about quality, because how many times have you seen on Facebook Live that phone and you can tell they're shaking and there's wind blowing? Have your environment secluded. I have blackout curtains in my studio so that when it's sunny or when it's dark, it looks the same in here, so my lighting doesn't vary. Little things like that. So who else wants to chime in on that? That's been around the block. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to point anyone out like Mr. Ridgeway, who's been a bit. And then Marissa will be next.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on the quality thing. The best, a good camera. To see this many people that have great video and audio quality is really amazing at one time, but that's our topic today, right? So lighting, camera, really high quality audio, as clean as you can get, and you can do that cheaply these days. Another really big deal for best practices to me is really driving the highest possible engagement and really communicating and connecting with your audience. I use live streaming. I've started webinars like Tom about 9 years ago. I've done everything from live sessions with clients on live video to conferences with, where I was working with hundreds of people at one time, basically live events, to I do all of my group programs now using either Zoom for just a couple other reasons, although I'm moving everything to StreamYard. This is just the way to go. But when you're working with a public broadcast, really engaging, really connecting, finding out what people are wanting. I can have, 100 people on during a live and have literally hundreds of comments and hundreds of engagement factors. And that will get so much more. You'll get so much more value to your people, and you'll get so many more later views. I think really focusing on engagement is an area where a lot of people miss it and can really leverage it to the max.
I was engaged in the private chat going on in the back because we did have some background noise. And here's the thing. We got a bunch of pros on this show, and people are in private chat saying, hey, I hear somebody making noise in the background, and the right person muted, I think, and it took care of it. So those are things you deal with as well doing live. You have to learn to be flexible and go with the flow. Totally. Sometimes one method I learned from speaking from stage is when there's something that's out there that might be distracting, is literally incorporate it into your talk. So if someone were to slam a door, and you could say, as the next door opens for the things like that. And just everyone hears it. There's no doubt, right? But if you incorporate it, it softens the blow and it gets them back in what we call state and moving forward on the topic at hand.
And I would add, even though I'm new to streaming, I've been blogging, I've been podcasting, I've been writing, I've been speaking for 20 plus years. Find your authentic voice. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, if you're in it for the long haul, then just put your head down and realize that your superpower is endurance. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about how many people Facebook says are watching at any point in time. The long tail is going to kick in. If you're in it for the right reasons, and if you're in it for the long haul, just focus on the quality content, focus on the integrity of the content, focus on meaningful relationships and connections with your audience, and everything will take care of itself.
Totally concur, even with the guy looking over your shoulder right now, Joseph. I totally concur with that, because here's one thing. Lowe's. I forgot his first name. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Something Lowe's, Loews, I think. He's big in the entrepreneur space, former athlete. He made a statement on an interview that I watched some time ago, and it was very telling. So they were talking about podcasting, traditional podcasting with just audio only, but it's pertinent. And the interviewer asked him, well, what's one thing you would tell anyone who is just starting out? And I loved his answer. He said, well, if you aren't in it for at least, if you're not going to commit for at least 2 years, then don't even start. And I almost fell out of my chair in being of thankfulness, because it is so true. It took nearly 2 years to gain traction with this live show. And now I'm getting clients coming left and right, but it took a lot of empty lives. There were 1 and 2 live viewers. There were hardly any watching at the end. I just kept going, and it's a perseverance, like you said, Joseph. Thank you for that. Definitely stick to it. Don't just start it as a hobby. This is not a hobby. Yeah. It's fun, but don't do it. If you're going to do it as a hobby, that's okay. You can do it as a hobby, but if it's for your business, don't treat it as a hobby. This is part of your business, and stick with it.
I think another thing that is important that you do really well, Brian, is being very organized in advance and going through a run of show and great communication with your guests so that they know what's expected of them and what they can expect when they get into the program. So I do a run of show before our event so that my co-host knows what slides are coming up, a little bit about everybody that's coming on to pitch, and the timing of everything. So, and then we communicate really well to the our guests that are selected to pitch as well.
Yeah, and by run of show, I'm guessing you mean like setting expectations. This is the order in which things will happen, so there's no surprises, and you kind of get an idea what's going to happen, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just want to clarify that for our non-video friends.
Yeah, I think just want to add on to that, because I feel like, being on for, if you're in it for 2 years, a lot of people will not start because they think that they have to do it for 2 years. And I think that you should also give yourself a little bit of grace if it's not perfect from the beginning. And I think it depends on how you learn. Like, I could watch a video how to do everything from A to Z. But if I don't actually do it, I'm never going to learn. That's my learning style. But other people learn differently, right? So like if you're thinking about doing live streaming, think about what you're going to deliver, like what Joseph said. Like, are you focusing on what your goal is in terms of delivering the content, and it's content that's going to live on YouTube or Facebook or whatever? Or are you focusing on how many people are watching? Because if you're going to focus on how many people are watching, well, there's other factors. What's your strategy behind promoting it? Who's the guest? Are you sharing the information to them? Like, there's so many other things. So I think that if you are focusing on delivering the energy that you have, then it will succeed as long as you give yourself grace.
That is impeccable advice.
Well said.
And I would say for anyone who's just starting, who has not yet done it or just kind of dabbled in it, is follow what Marissa just said and do it with your phone shaking in the wind. Just do it. Get started.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. Don't wait. Don't wait for perfection, because guess what? None of us are perfect. I've been doing this for 4 years. Brian's been doing webinars and been online for 10. And have you got it now, Brian? You're absolutely perfect, right?
No way.
Right. So be okay with not being perfect, because you will never be. You will never be. And that's great. We're human beings. People will actually, they will I can't think of the right word, not attach, but they will be more congruent with you. They will really be in alignment with you if they see that you're another human being and you're not perfect, and say, well, I can do that. You want to be quality,
People
though, as
resonate
much
with
as you
people.
can. But like I said, is have as much quality as you can absorb. I mean, as far as financial resources, time, and everything else, do the best you possibly can with what you have. And when I make money in my company, I reinvest in my equipment all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. I'm always upgrading. I have 2 massive 38-inch curved monitors in front of me, one on top of the other. I just got the second one recently. It's just always moving up, raising the bar. You don't have to start that way. Just start. Thank you, Marissa. Great advice. Who else do we have? I think we should bring back our friends back from behind the green curtain. I hate to get rid of Joseph, though. I love his background. There's something about it. Awesome. But all right, here we go. The juggle. We'll leave one more of you up for a little bit. I hope I do this fairly throughout. We'll juggle it, see how they come up. Oh, look at that different order. That's cool. Except for Tom. He's always down there, the beer man. All right.
Hold him up.
So thank you for that, Erin, for that question. Let's see. Who else? Let's see. What do we have? Shane's just starting out with StreamYard. Let's see. What else would you like to know more about, Shane? Just as a live video streamer, what would be if you could think of one thing that you really would love to hone down or know the answer to, what would it be?
Yeah, I think one of them is maybe, and maybe there's no single answer, but some sense of an optimal length for a live stream. I realize it may depend on your audience or your subject. I did a 3-hour fundraiser, but that's a little bit different. But yeah, I'd like to have some discussion about a optimal length for a live stream video, where you don't go too long, that people just start dropping, or too short and you don't get momentum.
Yeah, and I think, and everyone please chime in as well, but I think that is a very subjective. It's going to be case by case. It's going to matter what your content is. It's going to also matter if you have guests on and what their pull is. Are they influencers or not? There's a lot of factors that go into it. I would start personally minimum of 30 minutes. I came out of the shoot doing an hour, and you learn more as a video streamer, a live streamer, faster because you have more things to deal with. It's an hour long. For me personally, I've had many people, many saying, Brian, an hour is too long. And I get that, but that's my format. I'm sticking with it. And because I stuck with it this long, it's beginning to get the traction that I've been looking for. So who else? Who else wants to chime in on that as an answer? Justin.
So I typically don't even look at timelines and time frames. It's more about the value and what you want to provide back to the audience. Mm-hmm. So it needs to be as long as it needs to be in order to provide that value, and no longer. So if that takes you 20 minutes typically to provide that, 20-minute episodes. Don't go 40 minutes and just ramble for 20 because you set a time. It's all about the value that you want to put back to the audience, and that really does determine the length ultimately.
Justin, I think you're my new best friend, buddy. Go ahead, Sarah.
No, I definitely think it depends on your audience, your content. I think for anything that's like entertainment based, that's not necessarily, information based, 40 minutes is probably your max. And that's just because that's the way TV has trained us. That's how long, TV has trained us to hold our attention for. But if you're doing something that's like kind of more instructive or informational, I think up to an hour is good. Once you go past an hour, I feel like you really start losing people. People really start paying attention. They drop off. And also, if you have different segments, you can go for longer too. So if it's just me talking to the camera like this, you're not going to sit there for an hour while I'll do that. But if the visuals are changing or if who's on screen is changing, all that kind of stuff, then people will watch longer.
Yeah, I agree with that. And in the case for my lives, when I was doing them by myself, they were called Monday Marketing Minute. And so my audiences want a quick marketing tip and they want to get it into their plan for the day and they want to go. So literally it was like 1 or 2 minutes. And then now in a different sphere, 3 years later, my colleague and I are having guests on our show where we're talking to small business owners on how to pivot during COVID-19. We're taking a little bit more time to let them tell their story and to let them ask the questions and making it way more about what they need and what they want than what any timelines that we've set up. So that's been, I think, really valuable for business owners that we're working with right now.
The other thing to keep in mind is not all your content is going to be live. I mean, you're producing it live stream, but then you can come back to it and people will watch it in segments. So you could say at the end, it's very important that you put on the bottom in the text what is in this particular stream. So you could say at 12 minutes where you have this and it's 18 minutes is this. And so people can jump to what they're looking for at the very end. So back to what I believe it was Shane said, you've got to keep, you don't want to babble. As long as you get your data out and your information out, you are respecting your viewers' time. And if you start streaming on, if it takes 20 minutes to explain something, then just be concise. If it takes 3, then that's fine. Then you jump to the next one.
That was a very concise explanation there, Tom. Good job, man.
Brian, can I expand a little bit on?
You may, please do, my brother.
So Tom mentioned repurposing some of that content or putting that table of contents in there as well. You could actually, after you're done live streaming, chop that video up so each of those segments, each question could become its own video. Then you get titles, descriptions, all the SEO that goes with it, different thumbnails, so that people can actually watch just the portion they're truly interested in. And if they want to see the rest, you can drive them in the descriptions on like YouTube to where the bigger video is, because people will watch those little bits and it's easier for them to find it than to go, hey, this is our live stream episode 10. Well, that's great, but if I have one video that says we answered what software you need, I can watch just that one video.
So I have a resource for everyone watching that will blow your mind. I'm going to be as brief as I can because I know I want to bring back the others. God, I wish we could have everybody on at once. This is awesome. You are all phenomenal. I cannot thank you enough. The value, you're answering questions, you're provoking thoughts in my brain that haven't been exercised in a long time, and I appreciate that. But this one resource does exactly what you just said, Justin. It's called Lately, I think is the name of it. And what it does is it comes at a cost, believe me, but you can take a video, a resulting recorded video of your show, upload it to this service. It will automatically in the background transcribe it. It will use AI. That's a very overly used term at the moment, but the way they're using it, I think it truly is AI, artificial intelligence. Because it transcribes the word, it can use those words, and then it goes and searches all of the social media platforms. You're talking all of them, Facebook, LinkedIn, the big ones, looking for the trending topics and the hashtags, everything, you name it, comparing it to the keywords and the buzzwords in your show, extracting 15-second snippets. It gets better. It auto does this and chops it up into multiple pieces. And it also cuts the video in the beginning and the end and gives the video piece with the text as well. And you can then use it and enter in different things, like manually have someone from your company, an apprentice, a VA, type in hashtags, type in tags, things like that. And then you can schedule to post them all from this tool. And so I've been talking to them since last October for months. getting ready to pull the trigger on getting that resource, because what a time saver, and talk about a repurposing magician right there. That in addition to podcasting, Roku and Amazon Fire TV, all the rest that we do on this show. You guys are lucky. You're going to get all over the place. And I'm not how much should I charge you guys to come on today?
I want to know how you do it. Yeah.
Just give it to my charity.
Will do. Actually, okay, there's nothing for sale. There's nothing for sale. But if you want to get on the list to find out when that's coming, I do have a very comprehensive info product in the works on A to Z, live video to repurposing, to getting help, apprentices, and a system behind bringing them in, how to hire them, how to hold the meetings. I leave no stone unturned. I'm going to take that away because I am not advertising here. But I just want to put that up real fast. So let's bring in the other wonderful people, unless you have one final parting comment for the moment. It's 6:16, and like you said about time, I hope you're all good. We're going to go another, I think, 2 hours. Sound good?
Sounds fantastic.
I can do it.
Well, hang on for a little while. You know, I'm having these thoughts like, man, we should do this weekly. This is actually high value. I know a lot of live streamers would love this. Maybe we'll talk to the boys, the kids, I call them, and see if they want to spawn another one. That'd be a phenomenal thing, and have their own users talk about them, of course, and then everything else. All right, so let's bring in the next crew again. We're going to do some juggling. There goes the beer man. I don't remember who we had left anymore. Now it's just there. And I think Shane hasn't had a second run yet. So we have an odd number. What are you guys thinking so far? Joseph, you are muted just in case you don't know. Let's see.
You know, I was thinking about another great feature of StreamYard, which is the only one that I've used, but is the fact that we all met on a StreamYard group on Facebook.
Yeah.
And the information that everybody shares back and forth, whether you're a newbie or you've been doing this for 10 years, is amazing. And I've connected with so many great people through the StreamYard Facebook page.
I think a lot of tech companies could take this playbook out of StreamYard, and I don't know how many others are doing it. I'm in the marketing space, so I'm seeing tools all the time. I know of another one called Quick, which is a captioning tool, and they basically built their community through Facebook, and I know StreamYard just is launching an affiliate. They have the referral program, then affiliate program, and all these other things, but it's like we are advertising them over and over all day long because of the community
program.
Many chat is really good for that as well. For those that might know what that is, messenger marketing. That's another really good community if you're doing that for marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just you're getting all the info, and then you decide if you're a pro at this or you've been doing it for a while, you can decide to give the value and build relationships. Like I've gotten a few people that have reached out wanting to, work with me because of the stuff or the value that I'm providing. Not that I'm pitching, oh, this is what I do, but just because of that community, it can open up doors. And now it's something that's part of my arsenal of services. So it's cool.
It's a great marketing strategy to model, which is to have private Facebook groups and just have the people that have skin in the game who have bought your product or are on the free product in this case. But now you have this synergistic group that are all there. And the thing with the Gage and Dan, they're just amazing at how they handle these weekly town meetings. I watch them in awe because of all the questions that come in. If I was one of them, I would be utterly exhausted because every request is another week's worth of work. Because I'm a former software engineer, I get that everything that's being requested is going to take work. They're building their team. They've got help. They're still crushing it. They're amazing. But yeah, to your point, Marissa, I completely agree that they've got it down and everyone should model and get a community going, because look what's happening. They're not advertising right now. And how long have we talked about them on this show?
Yeah.
How much did they spend for us to advertise their product, using their product on this show? So yes, definitely follow their model. And if you're not involved with StreamYard and you want to do live, or if you're already using something else, oh boy, let me tell you, I've not seen one person say that anything else was better than StreamYard unless they're using something like OBS or one of the more very complex type platforms where it takes a lot more to get started. For ease of use and quality, nothing beats it that I have seen in my many years of doing this. Boy, we went right back to StreamYard. You guys are private chatting like crazy. I can't keep up with this. And thank you again. My goodness. Where were we? Who wants to bring up another topic? We got like 9 minutes for 1 hour, but
Well, I have something that I figured out, and I think I'm doing this the most effective way, but to get our, for me, it was our board members, but anybody that's supporting what you do, get them to host a Facebook Live watch party just before you're about to hit the air. And it seems to me that we're getting more traffic because of that. And I don't know if you all have any comments on if that's working or not.
Wow, I'm intrigued. So you have people watch a watch party right before you go live? So they're watching 2 videos?
No, so they're hosting a watch party to their friends, and it's a watch party of your live stream.
So that's what we did, Brian. I think I know what Jennifer's talking about for our fundraiser that we did. Those people that were joining, not as guests like we are, but those that were joining the Facebook Live, we actually when we went live, we encouraged them to start a watch party so that their friends could also see it, which may not have seen our Facebook page or our website or our email promoting it. So it has the effect of hopefully bringing on a lot of other. I mean, Eric Worre, which maybe some have heard of. Lots of your well-known folks out there, they do that a lot, and it makes a big difference.
That's like video viral marketing. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. So everyone watching this right now, please start a watch party of this very video.
Exactly.
I did before we started. I did start a watch party. So all my friends out there.
Okay, everyone. Jennifer is my new favorite. Just saying. New favorite. Joseph, you're still second with that background. I love that guy looking over your shoulder. I don't know who that.
I'm a silver medalist. I'll take it.
And then Brian, man, with the hair. I got to give you number 3. That's awesome. It's just the stuff. Cool. So what else? That was a great. Thank you, Jennifer. That was what a marketing tip, everyone, is when you're on your show, shout it out, put up banners, right? Say, hey, go ahead, start a watch party, spread the value. It doesn't take long. I mean, maybe do a quick how-to 30-second, 15-second video to show them exactly how. This is something I learned on stage. Is you need to take people by the hand and tell them step by step exactly how to. I kid you not. We would say, we're going to break for lunch. Everyone stand up. This is on a live stage. Head out that middle door. Turn to your left. And on your left will be box lunches. They will be labeled this, that, and the other. Pick up your box lunches, labeled this, that, and the other. Don't go to the bathroom. Pick up your box. Come back in the room because we're going to start back. I mean, every step. And you would think, gosh, this is for kindergartners. But if you don't, they're like cats. And they go, psh, they're all over the place. So,
hey, Brian, maybe we can talk about, if not now, before the show's over, for the audience, talk about multi-streaming. Of course, StreamYard has the ability with the 2 different paid versions of the software to multi-stream. And I think for people that are out there wanting to get their message out, marketers or people trying to build a personal brand, I mean, it's pretty amazing to be able to seamlessly multi-stream to different platforms.
Yeah, that's a great put because you can do it a number of different ways. StreamYard is one. StreamYard also integrates with something called Restream.io, which literally gives you the ability to stream to even more platforms currently, natively. The difference between the two is the comments that come up on the screen like this one. You cannot bring those directly into StreamYard if it's going through Restream. And I know I'm probably having eyes roll in the back of the head of some people. The StreamYard maxes out at 5 platforms currently. And you didn't hear me say this. I have a secret. I did not say this on a live show, nor on a recorded audio or anything, but I have 7 through StreamYard.
Yeah. I think you should also I don't know. I don't stream to all the platforms, but that's like a business decision and a brand decision, right? Like, do you want it on all of them because all of your audience is on them, or do you want to be very targeted to the content you're delivering on the platforms you choose? Like, I just choose LinkedIn and YouTube mostly.
I've heard both arguments on that. Not arguments, but choices.
Mhm.
I personally, so I'm a fan of absolute market saturation. So anything that I can stream to, I'm getting on it. Even if it's a former gaming like Twitch that's just opened up to regular talk shows. I coined the term carpet bomb marketing, and that's the name of my course that I talked about earlier. And that's about saturating the marketplace with your message. So I hit every avenue. That's why there's podcasts. That's why there's Roku, Amazon Fire TV, every live streaming platform that has an ability to be connected to. I used to use Restream before StreamYard. I just love that I can do everything within StreamYard, so I don't use it. But I used to stream to many more other platforms from Restream.io. Than I do now, but as many as you can possibly get your hands on. That's my philosophy. What do you guys say? And then we'll switch around.
I agree, if that's okay to say. I mean, I think with few exceptions, and what I think you can do if you have multiple things going on is maybe you stream to multiple platforms within those channels. And what I mean by that is I have 3 different YouTube channels, for example, and I have probably 4 different Facebook pages. So depending on the message, I may choose to exclude one of them if it's very targeted. But generally speaking, I will say for me, I'm really working on building a personal brand because I think that's at least the right approach for me. And I think there's a lot of momentum behind that, and a lot of people out there, saying the same thing. So I'm, trying to go everywhere I can as well. So that's my play.
Yeah, I want to add something to that as well. Go ahead, Joseph.
Oh, no, I was going to say, when you frame that idea of 2 years as your time frame, everything falls into place. Because if I'm streaming to Facebook, to YouTube, and to LinkedIn. Now I think I have 20,000 contacts or connections on LinkedIn. If I just focus on connecting with those 20,000, it's going to take a while to kind of cycle through them to be discovered either serendipitously or not. So that's kind of phase 1, right? Phase 2 is every time I bring a guest on, like you're doing with us, unduplicated audiences get exposed to a new brand. And so that's another way of kind of growing your audience over time. And I think if you have a marketing plan, and if that plan focuses almost on a 2-year plan, there's going to be a lot of smart and steady, slow and steady wins the race. I think that's kind of how I think about it, which is it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
All right, final word from Brian. I know he's been dying.
Another integration here. There's a tool called LiveLeap that I was actually using for quite a while before jumping over to StreamYard. I was using LiveLeap with BeLive. And I've recently brought LiveLeap back in to integrate with StreamYard because it's got integration where when I go live, it will auto send an email to my list. It'll auto send an SMS message to everybody on my SMS list. Brian's going live right now. It'll send those at the same time. You can integrate multiple email systems. And then I have a membership area. There's maybe 1,000 people on this membership area. So a lot of people will be on my website and or in my membership area. LiveLeap, while it's sending out to Twitter and all the other platforms, email and SMS that I just went live, it also puts a notification on my website and in the members area. So it just really brings a lot more people. You can really mushroom your reach really easily, but with one-time setup.
And I use it as well, Brian. And there's another way, in addition to all that, which is phenomenal. I do the same thing, is also because we only have 5 max on StreamYard. Now go to those additional Facebook pages. It will auto share to your pages, and it will auto share to LinkedIn for you.
Yep.
So for those of you that aren't on LinkedIn Live, that's one of the big reasons I ended up on LiveLeap. Is that it does that, and it's instant. The second you go live, LiveLeap is there listening to your Facebook account. And the second you go live, and you can set it up if you're going live on your profile or a Facebook page that you own, it will detect that and kick it out to all the other places that you set up, and it's instant and it's effortless.
Live
Facebook.
Leap. It's somebody typed in is Live Leap, LEAP.
Yes, .com.
Hey, Brian, I have a question for you.
Which Brian?
Brian Kelly, the host.
Oh,
Yeah.
ready.
So you talk about all these tools and all this software and everything and all the stuff we need to know to live stream. What would you say to someone who might not even get started because they just feel overwhelmed with technology and they want to do live streaming, but what would you say?
I'd say, again, like I said earlier, it's just go. Start with your phone. Start with your phone and go live on Facebook is the easiest way to do it.
Just do it.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was trying to say, because there's a lot of people that understand the technology, like all of us here understand it because we've done it, right? We're doing live streaming. So what's coming out of, COVID and everything is everyone wants to go live streaming. They just don't have the time to figure it out. And they want to talk to people that are that have already done it. So there's like remote live streaming producers that are coming up. There's like these people that are doing trainings on how to go step by step, like what, so there are people out there that want to help you figure it out, whether they're doing it for themselves or, they're running it or they're going to teach you how, teach your team. Right. So it's not a matter of necessarily, okay, like I'm not going to do it because I just don't have the time to learn or time to start. And there are people there that will do it.
And I have a power tip for you, which is if you're starting, syndicate live, but you can syndicate it so it's not public. It can be just for you or for you and maybe one or two colleagues. So you can actually be experimenting as if it were live, but no one's seeing it except one or two people. And then the second part of that is just take advice, get, you need a thick skin, and just accept the fact that every bit of criticism is going to build you up and make you stronger.
Right.
Yeah. So
if I could just make one quick comment, I figured out StreamYard in one night. So in other words, and yes, I'm not, I'm pretty tech savvy, but I think the point is even tonight, it's just my laptop. Literally, that's all I have. I don't have a separate camera. The laptop has the camera. It's the audio built in. Certainly you can do something better, but then I go live with my son and do a video podcast all through StreamYard. Super easy.
And it has begun. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Who else do we need to bring in here? Oh, there he is, the beer man. All right. One more. So this is phenomenal. And another thing is, one thing I want to just say is you're either in it to win it or you're not at all. And that's a mindset, not that you have to have everything in place before you start, but what is your intention? What is your priority? And I do want to say this, that having this live show, it has done things for me that I never anticipated. And some are intangible, some are tangible. And by that, real quick, what I mean is I had a fitness business for 7 years. Last year, I decided to switch it on a dime. And now I'm into automation, as many of you have been experiencing. And yes. And what happened was I went to an event, a live event, and at a break, they do 90 minutes of seminar talk, and then they break in the hallways, and you do those circles, those huddles, I call them, where you're all saying, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And they came around to me, and I'm like, geez, I just switched. I don't even know what to say. But I was doing the live show then because it mind body business that fit with fitness. And I just said, oh, well, I interview successful entrepreneurs such as yourselves on a live television program. I stream it live to 7 platforms simultaneously. I didn't finish my sentence, and I am not kidding. Everyone reached for their business card and put it in front of my face. I am not kidding. And then it happened 2 months later, another seminar. So that one was predominantly men. Then I went to another one that was predominantly women. There was one guy in this huddle. They asked the same question. I gave the same answer. And I kid you not, same exact results. So no matter what your business is, get a live show going, interview other people, and it becomes a lead magnet that you never even realized it could happen. And so you're providing value, building your platform, and now you're also getting clients without even asking for clients. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so if it's more than just get on and blab and provide value. And all the people I'm meeting right now, and you're meeting each other, the lifelong relationships that result, the things I learned from each guest that come on are just mind blowing. there are so many examples I could go through. I won't now. The benefits of doing it far outweigh the cost and the time. So anytime you start feeling, God, this is a grind, I got to do it again this week. It's like, think about the benefits that are going to come. They will come if you stick with it. What are your thoughts or ideas of the remaining crew here?
I think commitment is oh, sorry, Jennifer. I was just going to say, I think commitment is everything. You know, you got to set your mind to it and you've got to commit. It's committing to yourself. It's committing to your business. And it's committing to those people out there who have pain points that you can serve and with your value. So I totally agree, Brian. I think mindset and commitment are really key.
Yeah. And what we were saying earlier, when Joseph talked about having a small audience, we actually practice our event or just the technology through a private Facebook page, a private Facebook group. So that's another way to get comfortable too, without going live. You can go live just in a private group that is just your support team.
You guys are amazing. I'm just going to say it right now. Every one of you. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I will say, so I'm in the book publishing industry, and my show is definitely a great networking tool. Even if nothing else, it allows me to contact people that I have a great amount of respect for and have, 30-minute conversations with them. And a lot of times that leads to like further opportunities. So even if only a handful of people are watching, I still get that benefit out of it. And I think the other people, because I have multiple people on my show at once, so they get to network with each other as well.
Yeah, and we have these 5 startups that pitch their business idea on at our events, and we kind of miss that one-on-one networking, not being able to get together. But doing it virtually, we're reaching a much wider audience, and they're reaching investors from all across the country.
So one of the things,
one thing we've talked about a bunch was tech anxiety, video anxiety. One of the ways when you're starting out, if you have that, to get over that, is don't just turn the camera on and go. You hear us say that a bunch, but that will give you that anxiety. Instead, spend 15 to 30 minutes, jot down the 2 or 3 things you really want to cover, the questions you may want to ask and answer, and then go live so you actually have a little bit of structure and you're not just trying to figure out on the fly what the heck to say. Like, we can do it because we've been doing it for a while, but when you're just starting out, there's no way we could figure out what are these questions that Brian's going to ask us and on the fly have some response.
Let me ask all of you. Let me ask all of you, was there a structure before we started? Did you notice any structure of any kind?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. It's to reinforce what Justin's saying for a high quality, successful show. You don't have to do all this right at the get-go, but have it in mind and improve every single week in one way or another. Mm-hmm. Get involved with people like this group that's here tonight. Come into the community, reach out. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you seem like you'd be okay with helping a fellow new streamer coming on and give them a few tips before you send them that invoice for $30,000 for the next hour. But in all seriousness, everyone here look at them. They did not get paid a dime to be here. They're spending their own time. We're over an hour already, and they are here to help you, to give to you, to really help everyone to improve their business, improve their lives, improve their church organizations, whatever the case may be. These are the people I love being associated with, and I've never met any of them except for Brian Ridgeway before, and I love Brian as well. So I'm really glad I've got to meet all of you. Let's get this wrapped up soon. A couple more comments, then I'm going to give away the 5-night vacation stay that's trickling along the bottom of the screen and teasing everyone. Who else? Tom, you had something I think.
I wanted to mention we're focused on a lot of the video streaming today, and that's fun. But a lot of people sometimes look at the flash and forget, how do I monetize this, or how is this going to help my business, whatever you're going to do. And a lot of the social channels out there, one of the things I want to remind people is we don't own those. So your plan or strategy, whatever you end up doing, should include capturing email addresses. And the important thing about capturing email addresses is now you own it. You have permission to email people. And a lot of my clients, when I tell them to say, I don't want to be a spammer, I was like, you're not. First of all, if they give you an email, they expect to get an email from you. They don't say, here's my email, don't email me. So they want to get an email from you. It just needs to be a valuable email. It's sending the email is not spam. Sending tons of emails or exceeding the expectation, that can be spam, but there's strategies involved in everything.
That's a whole nother topic about spam. I have a very strong opinion of it. If they ask for it, they're going to get it. If they don't want it, they can opt out and not call it spam. It's very simple to me. But on your point, this is what I do all the time. You're right down the right alley, in my opinion, Tom. And I have people register for this show. I have an opt-in form. I have a show website that's just for the show, only for this show, where all of my guests that are coming up are listed there, their bios, pictures. I mean, it's all put together, and I allow people to register. And I have another system in the back that will automatically tell them as that show is approaching, who's coming on, how to go watch it, hold them by the hand. And that's building my email list right to your point. So right on, spot on. There's so much more we could do. So much more.
Absolutely.
Sarah, any final parting comments?
Yeah. So back to the kind of like the barrier to entry technology wise. So my manager, she would hate for me to say this, but she's one of those that the memes are about, that she can't rotate a PDF, you know? And I taught her how to use StreamYard. So if she can do it, I think anyone can do it.
Fantastic. And for anyone curious about all the tools and things that we've been discussing, yes, it's a shameless plug, but again, nothing is for sale. If you go to this URL on the screen, ryp.im/automation, you will get an email back instantly with all of the resources I personally use. Everything I use, darn near everything. There's a couple things that might be missing. These are resources I don't own. They are services like StreamYard and others that are in that list that will help you to understand what is ahead of you, possibly. And again, you don't have to do it all at once. You can do it piecemeal. Let's bring up the prize now. And then I want to give everyone a solo shot to do a 10-minute goodbye. Does that sound cool? So now you've been warned, and that includes everyone back in the green room who's got a comment. Let's see if there's any. Yes, thank you. Nuts, Bolts Sports. Hey, I wonder if Marissa knows them. Sports, I love it. All right, so for those of you that have stuck with us, we appreciate you. And to that end, we're going to reward you, potentially, if you are the winner. So it's now time to reveal how to get that 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort. And all you have to do is watch the screen, and I will also tell you how. So you now have our permission to pull out your cell phone if you're not watching on it, or if you are, bring up your text app. And in your text app, as if you were going to type in someone's name in that field, type in the phone number, 661-535-1624. I see all my guests doing the same thing right now.
Absolutely.
Put in the number 661-535-1624. And then in the message area where you're going to type in that message emoji, all that good stuff, you just type one word, and that's PEAK, P-E-A-K. Tap on the little send icon. You will be automatically entered. This is sponsored by my good friends at the BigInsiderSecrets.com. Amazing educational platform. And I know the owner personally is a dear friend of mine. And thank you for this amazing giveaway that we get to do every single week. So one more time, 661-535-1624, and text the word PEAK, hit send, and you'll be entered to get a randomly drawn number to win. And guess what? It is coming. You will get to move about the country and out of it very soon. I know it's going to happen. And here's the thing. When you win, just think about this. Who's going to be the first one waving that ticket and everyone else is facing? I'm already out of here. I got mine. That'll be fun. All right. So with that, we're going to go around the horn, and first we're going to say and stick with us, everybody that's on here, even after we do the little outro. But we'll start. I'm just going to go with the order I see them beneath me, and then we'll bring in the other folks. All right. So let's. You know what? I'll do it this way. I'll remove everyone except the person. I think. We'll do it one at a time. All right. Sarah, 10 seconds, so long, last minute. Whatever you want, anything.
Yeah. Well, just find me on the website, sarahnicholas.com. Sarah has an H, Nicholas has no H. I'm also Sarah_Nicholas on Twitter and President Sarah on Instagram.
Awesome. And next up, Mr. Shane Tremmel.
Hey, I just want to thank you for allowing me to be on the show tonight. And I'm just going to end by mentioning, which I didn't mention at the beginning, one of the charities or nonprofits that I'm involved in. It's a county organization, but it's Hood County Substance Abuse Council. So that's HOODCOSAC.org. So we try to not only help in our immediate community, but literally, United States, we're just trying to provide information that can help people in that area. So just give them a shout out. Come like our page, Facebook, all that. So you go to the website, you'll be able to see all the other ways to connect. So thank you.
Thank you, Shane. And thank you, Sarah, also for coming on. And next in line is Mr. Tom Brown, the beer master himself.
Hey, the beer, he keeps mentioning that. But the charity that's going on this weekend, ElmiraBeerFest.com. I personally am with Media Barker, but either way, you can get a hold of me. All it is about strategy and having fun. Always have fun. If you are struggling, you're losing the fun, I can help you find it. Let's go.
I do not doubt that for 1 minute, my brother. All right, Justin, you are up.
Thank you. So you can find me at letyournerdbeheard.com. And we also have a Facebook group, Nerd Herd United, where we actually have other entrepreneurs and business owners, and we focus on making video easy for you. Love to have you join the group.
I love that. Nerd and herd. That's a great rhyme. That's phenomenal. He's my geek brother, I tell you. All right, Joseph.
Hello. Well, this is the book, Built to Suck. And as you can see on the cover, Prophetic, JCPenney, and Sears. I guess I was right about both of them. You can find out more about me at josephjaffe.com. And if you want to find out about my show, Corona TV, coronatv.show.
All right. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
And before you ding me, thank you for having me on. Really, I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Justin and Tom, both. I was remiss in saying thank you for coming on. And then up next, we have the beautiful Erin Mccoy.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Brian. This has been so informative, and meeting all the other panelists. You guys are awesome. You can find me at erinmccoycoaching.com. And if you're on Facebook, Erin McCoy Coaching is my Facebook page. And every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, me and my buddy Sarah from Rocketworks Social are doing our show, Don't Panic, Pivot, 11 a.m., talking with business owners to help them and support them during COVID. Thanks.
What a wonderful cause. Don't Panic, Pivot. Thank you so much, Erin, for coming on and spending an hour with us. You are all rock stars, I tell you. And let's get me out of there. All right, Jennifer.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn, Jennifer Kolbeck-Zunko, or through TC New Tech. So if there are either investors or startups out there, that's who we love to put together. Go to tcnewtech.org and you can apply to pitch, or you can find startups that are looking for investors. That's it.
Thank you, Jennifer Zunko. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and next up is the one, the only, Marissa.
Hello. I just had to check to see if I was muted or not. You can find me on all the platforms at all the social, or I prefer LinkedIn. So linkedin.allthesocial.com. It'll take you right to my profile. Send me a request and tell me hello.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you, one and all. That is going to be it for this edition of the Mind Body Business Show. I hope you enjoyed it. And just be safe out there and continue to live stream. It's all about live streaming. It's all about video. We can't wait to see what you have in store, your next show. Reach out to us if you need a hand. Appreciate you all. Appreciate every one of you who joined as a guest expert tonight. You were phenomenal. Phenomenal. This has been one of the most fun shows I've ever done. I kid you not. I appreciate you all. All right, that's it for now. I am your host, Brian Kelly, on the Mind Body Business Show. Until next time, be blessed, everyone. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for watching and listening. This has been the Mind Body Business Show with Brian Kelly.